Hi everybody, it's Kathy here, and today I am hopping along with Mel Walkden, and we're doing a Scrap a Sketch Hot where we've gone right back to the beginning and we're at sketch number 5 where we're showcasing Lisa Sikorsky sketches. We challenged each other to create with them from the beginning. So I'm going to use some black cardstock, this amazing paper range from Scrapbook Fantasies called Street Grunge, and I'm going to pull it all together in a quite simple but effective layout using some geometric shapes. So what I'm going to do first off is I am going to add a border. Of course, what else? I always add a border, and anyone that's been watching and all my subscribers who have, they know that that's my go-to for all my layouts. And if you're new here, thank you for coming today, and hopefully I do something to keep you coming back regularly. So what I'm doing here now with this piece of paper, I am trimming down the edge. I have started off at 1/4 inch on both sides, but as I work through it, I realize I need to take a little bit more off because I want that black to be a little bit more noticeable. I like this paper for this photo because it is a photo of Batman. We were walking through the shopping centre and he was there, and so my daughter and I had a photo with Batman. Of course, I have to have a photo with anybody that I come across. And this skyline at the bottom here matches beautifully with the theory of Batman, and this street grunge paper ties in beautifully with the colours of my photo, and it gives that like a Gotham City type of effect to the layout. So using the sketch as my guide, I am now putting in the 2 giant triangles, one on the left hand side which is the full length of the page, and the one on the right hand side which is 3/4 of the length of the page. So I'm cutting my first one here with this brick wall, and I think that ties in nicely with the concept of the bricks in buildings, but also in my photo you'll see that there's like a faux brick wall behind, and this all ties in nicely with the tiles of that brick wall. So from this page here with the sayings on it, I'm going to cut out a couple of the speech bubbles, and I'm going to include those on the layout. I will fussy cut those out as we move through the layout, and they're going to be features as per Lisa's sketch. So I have got 3 sayings that I'm going to incorporate. One says wow, one says yes, and the last one I think I've cut out, and I cannot for the moment remember what it is. Oh, that's right, cool. That was the last one. Now, I ummed and ahed about the side I'm going to use on this one for my second triangle. At first I thought I might use the rustic part, but then I really do love the bolt and the metallic feel to the coppery colour, and that picks up my photos really nicely as well, the colours. So I go more with this side, and what I'm going to do, see, so I've got like the 2 different bolts in there, so I'm going to use those in the triangle. And because it is the smaller side, it doesn't have to be the whole big giant triangle, because it is going to tuck in underneath that other one. And I'm just trimming off what I don't need to use at the moment. Now, I love these papers from Scrapbook Fantasies. They are beautiful to work with. They are Australian made. They are very, very good quality, and Alicia Rachel makes them herself. So check them out, and I'll have their details down below as well. This is now coming together nicely, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use black strips here to outline my triangles, and this is a good way if you are limited on your cardstock, you're limited on your supplies, or you're like me, you're just so used to being frugal that you just use it frugally all the time. So what I'm going to do first up is I'm going to distress the edges, and I'm using Tim Holtz black soot here, and I'm just going to rough up and distress the edges just to add to that grungy feel, give it that nighttime murkiness from the Batman feel from the photo. So I'm going to ink all edges of the triangle, and I'll do it to the other triangle, and I even do it around the blue on this paper. The other part about this blue paper with the cityscape, I really do like it. It marries to the theme nicely. I like that it has the bricks in it as well with the weathered paint, so it looks really authentic as to a city that is a feature of the Batman series. So I'm just making sure that the ink goes evenly around the edges, just to smoke it up, to lift it up off that back frame, and that just adds some more texture and detail to it. Look at that beautiful check side. Oh, what a shame, but I need to use the other side. That's the problem with two-sided papers. There's always fantastic sides, but you choose your side and you use. Oh well, it looks like I'll need to order some more of this paper. I am taking out the strip one at a time, and the reason I do that is so that it sits flatly and doesn't ripple, and I can balance it nice and evenly across the layout. Now you saw that I cut out those little 1/2 inch strips of black, and this is where they come into play now, because I am going to use them as a border. And because it is black, it's really good. Doesn't matter, you can join it up. And because it isn't patterned, you can actually make it marry nicely along the edges. And here you'll see that I'll play with it a few times by lifting it and moving it so that I get it sitting properly on the triangle. Now, using another one, I'm just finishing off where it has been a little bit short, but that's okay. That's the whole purpose of using the black, to lift it here. I'm putting the pointy triangle at the end there, and it's a little bit not right, so I will go back and fix that in a moment. As you see, I've lifted it off. I want it to be right to the edge, and I need it to be right across here. And I know that I'm now about to cut off 1/2 inch so that it sits better on the layout. Now, when I'm happy with that, I'll be able to adhere it. I'm going to cut another strip here so that I get enough for this triangle. And I'm going to do exactly the same again. So I put down the tape on the wrong side, and then I line up my black here, and I'm going to overlap it. It doesn't matter because I'm going to trim it in a moment with my scissors, and that will fill in the triangle perfectly. And that really doesn't matter if it's rough on that one, because that one goes in underneath the main big triangle. So now I have got both sides as per the sketch. But I want this cityscape to stand out. So what I'm doing now is I am using my craft knife, which I keep nice and sharp by using my kitchen knife sharpener, and it really keeps my blade really, really sharp, so it cuts paper like butter. And then I can put my triangle under the cityscape, and that can overlap it, adding another layer of detail to your layout. So if you do have a pattern paper that you want to use and you don't want to cover it all up, this is an option that you can do, is by fussy cutting around with your craft knife so that it slips in underneath. So that triangle goes there, and as you can see now, I'm just going to take this one up ready to go. And when I've done that, I put it into place, and then I just pop what I cut out and I overlap it onto my layout, and you can just see I'm just fitting it in nicely there, and I'm now able to put that down and adhere it nice and tightly. Now, to keep the buildings down nice and flat against there, I'm just going to add a little bit of the Nouveau glue, and that tied that building in, and it overlaps, and it looks like that brick wall is part of it. So that's a quick and easy way to add some more layering to your layouts. Now, this photo is off center as per the sketch, and that's great, because being just a little squared photo, it needs to really pop in this layout. Now, when you have a busy background like I have here, and you have a lot of things going on, the way you get your photos to pop is to make sure that the colors of your photos are emulated or copied into your paper choices. So regardless of how busy your background goes, if your colors are there, I found that your photo will pop. So that's the way I get my photos to pop on my layouts, is by matching very closely. So you can see I've got the purples from my shirt, I've got the blues from the denims in there, I've got the black from my daughter's shirt, from Batman's cape, and the greys and the browns. As I said, in the back of my photo, you can see that little brick wall tiling pattern in the background, and that ties nicely with the choices of the papers that I have done. The yellows and the oranges come from the bottom of my photo, so that makes it actually stand out altogether. Now I'm adding the stars as per the sketch, but I've added more than what is in the sketch, and that's just because I like to build my clusters up and make them stand out as a 3 focal point for your eye to grow. Now originally I was going to put that third set up there, but I changed my mind and I bring it down over here above the wow, and that allows for your eye to roam across 3 points in the layout. That's very important when you are trying to balance it out so that your eye is not trapped in one spot. I'm using my little tool here just to grab these insides from those die cut stars that I had cut out, and they're like little arrows, and they're just to draw your eye to the photo as well. They're subtle, they're not in your face, but they actually just help to make your eye really focus in on that photo. So they're just some little tips and tricks for you to use to help make a single photo on a layout stand out. I'm just going to finish off here with a little bit of faux stitching just on the rust one, just to give it another little bit of detail, just to keep that from fading away. And then I'm going to use a date stamp down the bottom just to put in when this has happened, and it was just recently. So there's my layout using the sketch number 5 from Scrap-A-Sketch. I'll put the details down in my description box below. I'll also add Mel's details down below as we are doing them together. Please check her out as well. Give her a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if I've done something you like. And remember, YouTube loves the thumbs up. Leave me a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Here's my recommendation for your next watching. Happy scrapping. Till next time.